As I've gotten older, I've really come to appreciate the little things in games. You know, the things that don't necessarily improve the quality of the game itself, but nonetheless, still play a significant factor in its ability to resonate with you and leave a lasting impact. This can come in all shapes and forms, from aspects like the music to the UI. However, I think for me, the most important one has definitely gotta be the setting and atmosphere. Even more specifically, the environment you're in at any given moment. Don't get me wrong, I love your snowy locations and your spooky haunted houses as much as the next person, but if I had to pick my absolute favorite type of place to just hang out and jump around and battle monsters in, it's gotta be a good old relaxing beach.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
I'm a simple man. I like beaches in real life, so of course I like them in games. It doesn't matter if it's a classic 2D level or a 3D town or a dungeon or a racetrack. The vibes are just always so cozy here. In a game that has a variety of unique environments, there's like a 99% chance the beach location is going to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Like Koopa Troopa Beach, best course in the game. Treasure Trove Cove, absolutely goated. Hell, there's a reason why Chrono Cross is one of my favorite games of all time. The entire game takes place around beaches and other tropical environments. So yeah, in this video I thought it'd be fun to take a calm little stroll down some of my favorite video game beaches and talk about what makes them so memorable to me. I'm also going to talk about how beaches can play in a level design across various genres, from platformers to RPGs to racing games. If you're a true OG of the channel, you'll know that a few years ago we put out a video about beaches and JRPGs. Yeah, specifically JRPGs. It's pretty much effectively buried though, as you have to type it in like word for word. Like seriously, even beaches and RPGs won't show up anything. You have a better chance of finding sense in the universe and finding this video. Plus, we only had a few thousand subs back then, so yeah, just wanted to revisit the topic with a broader scope this time. But first, for a video all about vibes, let's set the vibe with our intro.
The light is your guide.
Dream is what keeps you going.
Now is the time to shape your story. Your fate is in your hands.
Before I talk about aspects like level design and stuff like that, I first want to take a quick trip down memory lane and revisit some of my earliest memories of video game beaches. My love for beach levels first began with some pretty deep cuts on the Super Nintendo. The first of which being Cool Spot. Yeah, this is a platformer based on the 7-Up logo and it's actually pretty fun. The first level starts on a beach and man, it just sets the vibe. There's even beach chairs you can jump on and everything. The whole game just has a very summery feel, and this starts it off perfectly. But yeah, this is the first time I really remember a beach level sticking out to me. Blue Beach from Super Widget is probably the next one I remember. Yeah, I did say some deep cuts earlier. This level's really nothing special, but dude, I just like the vibes. I mean, this music is so chill. By the way, I'm gonna say the words chill and vibe a lot in this video, so yeah, don't make a drinking game out of it. I'm not trying to look at a thesaurus every time I want to say the same thing. Sometimes simple is best. The second half of this level is an underwater segment, which is something cool that beach levels can do. More on that later. Random tangent real quick, but wait, Atlas made this game? The same company behind Shin Megami Tensei and Persona? Alright. Oh yeah, what about the beach in Block? This is most memorable for its music, but still. I mean, 1 million views for a song in an obscure Super Nintendo platformer is pretty damn impressive. God, the song goes unreasonably hard though. Tim and Jeff Fullen were like gods among mortals when it came to 8-bit and 16-bit music. The beach level in Stone Protectors is another one I really liked. Again, levels like this don't do anything that crazy with the setting, but man, it's just the atmosphere, dude, it's so good. I just love the vibrant and vivid colors. Anyway, the Super Nintendo put beach vibes on my radar, but it wouldn't be until the next generation that really cemented my love for them. Chrono Cross in particular is to thank. I could spend an entire video talking about how much I love this tropical atmosphere, but I'll try to keep this fairly quick. The combination of these gorgeous pre-rendered backgrounds with Yasunori Matsuda's beautiful OST is just nothing short of magic. Chrono Cross has my favorite music and overall atmosphere of any video game ever. The use of lush colors and how the backgrounds have like this painted look to them, it's all just done so well. I guess Opasa Beach is technically the only beach in the game, but I do love this screen though. It's also pretty significant from a plot standpoint too. It's where you first get transported to another dimension, and where you'll be hopping in between dimensions later in the game. We get some cool and incredibly detailed FMVs to show this too. Oh yeah, if you like PS1 FMVs and cutscenes, check out our hour-long video on the topic. While we're talking about PS1 pre-rendered beaches, we gotta talk about Costa del Sol. Not only is it just super chill and relaxing from a music and visual standpoint, but it also just comes at a perfect time in the game. You see, up until this point, Final Fantasy VII has been a pretty dark and serious game. It kinda makes you think, damn, can my character just catch a break sometime? Enter Costa del Sol. Even your party splits up and is like, yeah, don't bother me, I'm trying to get a little R&R. Well, not if Cloud has anything to do with it, I guess. Man. What an asshole. But yeah, I like how that not only narratively it serves as a chill place for your party to relax at for a bit, but it does the same for you as a player as well. It's been quite the perilous journey so far, and you've earned some time off. Hell, even Hojo agrees. Yeah, this part always felt a little off tone-wise to me. I don't know why we don't limit break this dude in half right then and there, but oh well. I still haven't gotten around to playing Rebirth yet, unfortunately. However, from what I've seen, they did Costa del Sol absolute justice. Aw, dude, this looks so good.
I mean, come on, we're in Costa del Sol, people. Costa del Sol!
Got some Retina, Sour Patch Kids this time as well. With that said, I feel like pacing-wise, it may not hit the same though. Like in the original, you have all the Midgar stuff not too long before this. With the remake though, it's like, nah, that was in the previous game. Again, I haven't played it yet, so I can't say for sure, but I just feel like its timing in the story with the original may be better appreciated. This same logic is also why Beasade Island in Final Fantasy X is so effective. It comes after a lot of bleak and depressing moments, so once you see these bright colors and hear this serene music, it instantly puts you at ease. You know what, I'm just gonna say it. With its overall atmosphere and where it comes in the story, this is a top-tier Final Fantasy location. There's just something about seeing a beach and knowing you can let your guard down for a bit. Even when fights do take place on a beach, it still makes for a comfy vibe. But yeah, I think that's one thing RPG beaches can have over other genres. For some other genres, a beach may just be different visual dressing for the same type of level we've been playing all game. Usually not for RPGs though. Beaches will often be a town or another non-hostile place. Altamir in Tales of Symphonia, Lapadia Village in Rogue Galaxy, Honolulu from Dragon Quest XI, and Golden Quay in Final Fantasy XV are some of my favorite examples. Oh yeah, there's also Hawaii in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I mean, this is literally just Hawaii, so yeah, there's obviously a lot of beautiful beaches. Is this the prettiest Hawaii's ever looked in video game form? And from what I've seen it is at least. Destiny Islands has also gotta be up there for being one of the coziest ways to start a game. I mean, just look at this place. How can you not be happy here? You're with your two best friends, no care in the world, for now, and yeah, life is just good, currently. The same energy applies to the beaches in the Persona games. You're just hanging out with your friends in a slice of life anime segment. It's a good time. It's full of tropes, but yeah, comes with the territory. Out of 3, 4, and 5, I think I liked 4's beach the best. What do you guys think? When it comes to 2D beach towns, Summers is probably my favorite though. If you've ever been to an American beach before, this will instantly feel very familiar. I mean, you got all the tourists, the boardwalk, the overpriced shops. Aw, sick dude, my favorite part. Anyway, enough about RPGs, let's go back to platformers. 3D ones this time though. I think beaches are best used when the environment is implemented into the level design. Like in Spyro 2, these little sea turtles that you use to activate switches wouldn't really make sense in other types of levels. For a more recent example, the indie title Lunistis has some awesome beach levels. First of all, can we take a second to appreciate this vibe? This is like peak low poly aesthetic. It's not just style though, we got substance here too. We got beach balls to jump on, little water bubbles to transport us places. underwater portions, with no water physics I might add. Lunistis just has excellent level design, and the beach provides a nice setting for it. If you want to make a good level, utilize your surroundings. Seaside Kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey executes this idea perfectly. There's so many things you can only do here. First of all, there's a land part of the level and a water part. This already gives it so much more variety. I mean, water levels suck, but if you can come up for air whenever you want and hang out on the beach, they're not so bad. Beaches are like the one way you can make water levels fun. The boss in this level is a real highlight as well. Could you do this boss anywhere else in the game? No, and that makes it cool. Some beach levels encourage you to go into the water, but some others don't though. How many kids became afraid of sharks after playing Banjo-Kazooie? This is such a good level, but man, I hated this part. Treasure Trove Cove is an awesome level for multiple reasons. There's a crab boss, the password system is here, we discover the power of flight, and yeah, it's just a great level. I'm adding this part in after I initially recorded, but I want to give a quick shout out to the beach level in Super Kiwi 64 as well. This indie title has major Banjo-Kazooie vibes, and it just felt fitting to include it here. The moveset in this game just makes this one really fun to traverse around. Very enjoyable level, all in all. Same with Sentinel Beach and Jak and Daxter. This is the perfect first real level. You get more acquainted with the game's mechanics over a chill atmosphere, and what's not to love? I will say, it doesn't really do anything super creative with the beach as a setting, but it's still a well-designed level. I feel the same about the first level in Rocket Robot on Wheels. We don't get nighttime beach vibes as often, but when we do, it's pretty cool. Also, I'm just obsessed with this song, dude, it's so good. Every time I listen to it, it gets stuck in my head, so aw shit, here we go again. What's also an absolute banger is Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure. The vibes here are just immaculate, dude. How many of you fell in love with the Sonic franchise because of this level? Raise your hand. Well, I can't see, obviously, but I can imagine it's a lot of you. Anyway, let's finish this beach platformer section with the one and only Super Mario Sunshine. Alright, I gotta be honest, I actually have not played this game. I mean, I've played most of the other 3D Mario games, so I don't know why I haven't played this one. Especially given my love for beach levels, dude, I feel like a poser. Anyway, we all know it's basically Tropical Vibes the game, so it was an obligatory inclusion. If I didn't talk about Super Mario Sunshine in a video about beach levels in video games, I feel like Nintendo would send someone to my door dressed in a Piantic costume to come kick me in the balls. While we're talking Nintendo beaches, we might as well talk Zelda. Link's Awakening takes place on an island, so yeah, it's got a pretty strong beach aesthetic. The original already looked great, but the remake, dude? Aw man. The bright and vivid colors are just so pleasing to me. Love the overall vibe. What's also got an interesting vibe for entirely different reasons is Great Bay Coast from Majora's Mask. If you just saw a screenshot, you would not expect it to have the atmosphere that it does. It's because of the music. It's a very ominous and unsettling tone, and it just gives this area a really eerie vibe. I do gotta give it credit though. It's maybe the only beach in video games I know that doesn't give you a cozy or relaxing feeling. It's basically the complete opposite of Outset Island in Wind Waker. This is right up there with Destiny Islands for just being a super comfy way to start a game. Vibrant colors, beautiful cel-shaded visuals, and happy, upbeat music just make this a really relaxing and chill place. Alright, so we've gotten good old family-friendly beaches covered, but what about ones that are for the older crowd? You may not want a vacation in Crisis, but you gotta admit, the beaches look damn pretty. When this game came out, it had like the best graphics of all time. Like seriously, this was the standard for the longest time. Never had environments look so realistic, and the tropical beach setting just made it that much more stunning. It built upon the engine that Far Cry used, and that game looked awesome as well. Obviously, it's not quite as crisp as an earlier version, but it still looks really damn good. I remember playing this as a kid and just loving the tropical beach setting. Vibrance and lush colors are always going to be my cup of tea. Speaking of cups, those are the bigger size. Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball, anyone? This game knows what it's all about. Competitive volleyball action. Nah, for real though, who else had this as a kid? How did you get it as a kid? My brother asked for this in middle school, and I still don't know how he was able to get our mom to actually buy it, but hey, you don't question your victories. Puberty's a hell of a thing, man. Obvious fan service aside though, this does have a very relaxing and chill atmosphere. If we're talking chill atmospheres though, beach tracks and racing games? Aw dude, I can't get enough of this shit. Be honest, when you play Mario Kart with your friends, there's a pretty strong chance Koopa Troopa Beach is one of the first levels selected, right? Everyone loves this level. When you get that mushroom or the star right before the ram start, oh boy is pressure on. Focus, focus, you got this. Oh, piece of shit! Peach Beach and Double Dash is also great. Do you take the shortcut through the water and risk it slowing you down? Or do you take the long way around and risk hitting one of those duck things instead? Having to think about risk-reward elements like this make gaming fun. Again, this is another thing you could really only do in a beach level. That makes it memorable. The same goes for Turtle Island and Snowboard Kids too. Yeah, we got a beach level in a snowboarding game. The game has fun with it too. The underwater portion again is pretty cool. And instead of a ski lift at the end of a lap, we get a turtle instead. This just gives this track a lot of character. What also has a lot of character is the main hub island from Diddy Kong Racing. It's like a giant beach, and man, I just love this vibe, dude. This alone is what made it better than Mario Kart for me. In between races, we can wander around, finding balloons, making discoveries, and it just makes the game feel like a grand adventure. Man, Rare sure does like their beaches for hub worlds. Donkey Kong 64 did something very similar. I used to love exploring around here too. Well, I still do, but I used to too. Back to Diddy Kong though, the actual beach tracks were really cool too. Instead of a cart, we get a hovercraft instead. It is kind of a little annoying at times to control, I will say, but I still like it for the variety alone. Man, fuck that second race with the octopus boss, so that shit sucks. I 100% beat this game earlier in the year and he gave me more trouble than WizPig. Anyway, when it comes to the racing game with the best beach and water levels, I think we all know the answer. Wave Race 64. Oh yeah, we're coming full circle here, my dudes. There's no better game to end this video on. Okay, so earlier in the video, I kind of lied. Well, not lied, I just didn't tell the full truth. Wave Race 64 was monumental in establishing my appreciation for beaches in video games. It's actually the first N64 game I ever got alongside Super Mario 64. And let me tell you dude, it made a hell of an impression. I remember how you could name the characters, so we named them after each member of the family. I was a red and blue guy, Evan was a green and blue guy, my dad was a little chubsters, and of course my mom was a girl in the pink. It's kinda just helped me form more of a personal attachment with the game, you know? Nostalgic bias aside though, it's just a really good game. The water physics were really ahead of their time, and even today, they still operate very smoothly. Combine that with good level design that utilizes it well, and yeah, you got an absolute banger, dude. Speaking of bangers, the soundtrack? I'm trying so hard not to say vibe, but man, you know what it is. The music just really completes the atmosphere and gives it an incredibly strong sense of style. I just can't help but feel relaxed when riding around here. That's why I love these settings so much. They just make me feel relaxed. You know, I play video games to be chill and have fun. Beaches pretty much guarantee that. So many beach levels have resonated with me, and I'm sure there's still many more that will in the future. Until then, there's plenty of fun in the sun to be had. Alright, and that about wraps up this video. Thanks for watching everyone, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please either consider hitting that like button or subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. What are some of your favorite beaches in video games? Let us know in the comments below. There's so many dope beaches out there, so yeah, obviously I couldn't list them all. I actually found myself going back in to add various segments after I already recorded everything and eventually had to tell myself that, okay, there comes a point where you just need to stop. Anyway, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, let us know in the comments too. We have made similar videos over snowy locations and forests and campfires and shit. However, I'm not gonna lie, it is fun to talk about some other genres sometimes. Don't worry, we're still gonna make a lot of RPG content, and even when the videos are about broader topics, I'll still find a way to talk about them a lot anyway. As always, just want to give a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters, and of course an extra special shout out to our top patrons, Chris Carnaccio, Derek Drost, Jesse Spencer, Jump Rock, and Saina. All of your support and generosity is very much appreciated. Other than that, thanks again for watching everyone, and hope you have an awesome day. This is Corbin from Gaming Productions. Until next time.